Okay. Okay. I'm laughing because I watched the Aaliyah biopic twice now, and it's terrible. It's it is awful. I'm trying to think of something good to say about it, but there's nothing good to say about it. And coming from a film background, I don't even want to no, I don't no, I'm going to get started. The characters were awful. The casting too. The casting was atrocious. The acting was just, I don't even want to discuss it. It's like local community. You know what? I won't even give it that. It's more like me and my friends decided to get together and make a movie type of acting. Like, no, it's almost like they didn't even have a script. It's like they were kind of just like picking stuff off the top of their heads and kind of just putting it out there. And don't even get me started on just like the casting. Lord, who watched this and was totally confused on how Missy Elliott looked and how Timbaland looked? Who was confused? I was utterly confused. I thought I was watching a movie that was trying to be a movie, but wasn't a movie. It was one of those. I hated it. Okay, so besides me hating it, that's my opinion. Let's get out of that for a second. Let's talk about the branding behind it. So, of course, we all know Wendy Williams executive produced it, and what that means for people who don't know is pretty much she had a lot of say. You know, she had a lot of say in how, not necessarily the script went, but how the production went in total. So things like picking a person that's actually kind of a little bit chubby like Dame Dash would have been something that she could control. Picking an Aaliyah that looked even more like an Aaliyah but also had the heart and soul of Aaliyah. And that's what pissed me off the most. Because I feel like if you knew Aaliyah or you listened to her music, and you know, especially if you're in the 90s, and it was just not her, right? Like, you couldn't put a thumb on it, but it was not her. There was no soul reflection inside of that actor. And I don't know her, this actress, I don't know her like that. I've never seen her in anything else, but that shouldn't even be the case. Like, if it's an Aaliyah movie, you should rock it out and kill the part, period. There should be no reason why it should be, you know, a shitty movie. And I know it's Lifetime, and that's another thing I want to get into. When you're branding, think about this. Lifetime makes certain type of movies, and I'm not gonna lie, I watch Lifetime every night now and then, but they cannot make an Aaliyah biopic. It's almost impossible, if not improbable. And this is why. It does not have anything to do with the money. It has something to do with the way the network is set up, the way they tell stories. Every single production studio, every single television show, they have a way that they set up their production. I have a way I record this. This is a way I'm setting up my production, on and on and on and on. And that brand cannot be messed with. So right when you put a Aaliyah biopic, which is something that's, again, a little bit more, on my opinion, a little bit more soulful, a little bit more out there, and then you have it to where you like dumb it down on the Lifetime station. Then on top of that, if you look at Aaliyah, and again, I'm talking to people who know Aaliyah, so if you know Aaliyah, you know what I'm talking about. She was considered like, I mean, I won't put her on the level of Michael Jackson, but I will say that she was headed that direction. As far, especially if you were considering R&B. This is when R&B was like dying out, and now if you look on the radio, I mean, what do we have? Like Chris Brown and Jeremiah, like that's it. Like there's no real like R&B people anymore. So when she, you know, unfortunately when she died, everybody was hurting. It's like, oh man, R&B's like, it's about to die, like it's dead. So to make a movie on Lifetime with such a low budget and then have no rights for the music and have no rights to really any of the characters, and to have no rights to tell it this certain way, and not even have the rights to the real music that Aaliyah wrote, like that is a damaged brand from the get-go. So anytime you're doing a project, and I want you to really think about this, anytime you're doing a project, get rid of anything that seems off-brand. Because this movie was completely off-brand, and it's a loss. It's a total lose. This movie did not win at all for 800 million reasons, but it definitely did not win. And if you liked it, I would please, Lord, please tell me why you liked the movie. I need to know, because like I'm trying to figure out how other, like I've heard some people say they liked it to some extent, but then I'm really kind of thinking like maybe they didn't even know Aaliyah, or they didn't have any idea who Dame Dash or Timbaland or Missy Elliott was. Maybe that's the case. But whatever it is, I didn't like it. Make sure you stay on brand with your stuff. There was too many mistakes with this movie. Too many things are off brand, and it's not for you. Your job is to stay on brand and to think about what your focus is and stay on track. I hope I don't have to watch that movie a third time. This is brand in your mind. Keep your brand in mind.